I really want to learn how to dance, and I want to learn how to fight. I don't know if I can do jujitsu because that's really close to people, but I want it to be like useful and effective if I ever need to, you know, fight somebody. And I'm really just talking about whatever I want. And I've thought about something where I can kick, I think would be fun. And I feel like my legs are strong. So I thought it'd be fun to do like Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. But girl, I don't know. I just know when I was a kid, my brother got to do karate for a year and I was so jealous. I should have had more anger issues as a kid. Then I'd be like, Mom, Dad, you have to put me in karate. My world is karate. I just want to start playing soccer with people again. I miss soccer, but I'm kind of bad. I played in high school. We were really bad. And I was on defense. So it was kind of okay because I got to play the whole game. And I got pretty good because the ball was practically in our goal the entire game. So there I was, defending. I love hobbies. I want to do hobbies full time. I want to go to the gym. I want to learn how to dance. What kind of dancing? Yes. Do I think I could ever really dance? Probably not. Even if I could, I think it would be embarrassing. I think I could even know how to dance, but my arms would just be like on my face. Who knows? I also really want a garden. I want a garden. Have I ever kept plants alive? Not really. I have one spider plant that I forgot in Missouri. I literally just forgot it. That's been my one plant for years. I think I had it in high school. That plant has outlived, like, been in with me for more phases in my life than like most things I own, other than like clothes and my backpack. Okay, I've got a few things. Yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna keep you on this crummy front-facing camera because as I film on my iPhone, I don't want to film the whole thing and then I'm not in the frame. You know what I'm saying? I have a viewfinder. Gosh. Also, I know the lighting's bad. Maybe I will sit at a desk. I don't know. I feel like this is easier for you to see now. That's a painting of my friend and I don't know if she wants to be on my YouTube channel where I'm super famous. This is my oil painting. Let's go look at it, okay? This is my oil painting. I don't think you can see. Yeah, you can. I'm stitching it, which is so hard because it's canvas with paint on it, and so my fingers hurt, so I get a little bit done. And then I quit. So I thought I need another project, even though I already have another sewing project, but I only have so much wall and it's huge. And it's kind of hard. It's like a see-through-ish fabric. So then I'm trying to sew with dental floss and, you know, you understand. And I think I see a dog out the window. Anyways, so it's hard to like lay it on the floor or something and work on it, or just like sit in bed and work on it. This is oil paint. I use 0 turbinoid, which I am heavily reliant on turbinoid in oil painting, so kind of hurts. But I'm trying to not like kill all of my brain cells. And this is my house, this is my room. I sleep right there. So yeah, this is probably pretty bad anyways. But you know, I try to keep the door open and stuff. Windows. Don't do what I do. I do my best and you should do better. So we got a tree and a little person down here. I don't know if you can see. I've got a little orange and red in the background, and then we've got a dark green that I made with mostly, what type of blue? Cobalt, possibly. and stuff, and the same red and same yellow and different yellow. Yeah. So that's my oil painting right now, but for some reason, kind of at a standstill with it. I don't know, I need to just work on it probably. 1 second. I got my sketchbook. This is how we're looking, pretty good. I don't know when I started this. In 2025. In Montana, apparently. I got some good stuff in here. Got some planning, but I also made it kind of pretty. Sometimes my sketchbooks are like mostly writing and lists, which, you know, is fine, but I'm like, what are we doing this in a sketchbook for? I want that in there, but I also like to make it pretty, and sometimes I just kind of don't have like the time, or it's not super necessary, or I'll go back and do it later and then do it. This was a Prismacolor moment. I've been having those, and I never thought I would. I drew marbles once in college. I didn't even know what Prismacolors were. I thought all color pencils were the same. If you have only been using like Crayola colored pencils or whatever, like basically not Prismacolor, I'm sure there's other brands that do this type of thing, but it's not the same medium. Like, you can layer this and mix it. I don't know how to explain it to you, but trust me, like, it will change the game. And you can buy a little pack and they will last you quite a bit. And you don't need that many colors because you can mix them. But it takes forever. And I'm usually not like a detail person. I'll get hyper-fixated on some details, but overall I'm like, big brush. I don't know what I'm saying. What am I saying? Something else. I was gonna say something else after what I forgot that I was saying. As is life. Oh, and I'm not huge into realism. Like, I like to use realism, but I'm not good at exact photorealism. And that's what I saw Prismacolors as for. But lately I'm like, maybe I like them? I don't know. And then I had a bit of a watercolor moment. Maybe. Yeah. Whatever. Ooh. A bunch of receipts in here. You know, I really like found object art, and I typically see it 3D. People definitely do it more 2D, but I'm thinking more in that direction. Trash collage. I've always liked trash. I find a lot of it can be really pretty in a way that you can't even just come up with. It's just like product of life beauty. Like, you're looking at the sidewalk when you're walking, and there's like cracks in the concrete and trash, and people drop something in the grass and whatever, and it's beautiful. Prettier than something that I'm trying to make on purpose. Anyways, here we are. I got some stitching. I'm interested in how, you know, you stitch on one side and it does something different on the other side. The colored pencil in there. Pen and charcoal. Isn't that an interesting effect? Can you see this? And I've always loved charcoal. We've got some Conte crayons type situation, like chalk pastels and Conte crayons. I don't remember the difference. And then I like how the pen from here prints onto here. This is why I love sketchbooks. But like, all of this is just exploration. It's not planning for a project. Over here I have planning for projects, or just like drawing to think type situations. I'm not gonna show you all of it, but we've got some stitching here. Sometimes, you know, I want to try to write in Spanish when I don't speak Spanish, and I want to write a little poem thing that's not really a poem, because I can't poem necessarily yet. I don't know. I'm not ready to show it to the world. I like pretending like I'm mad when I'm not. This is just like a recipe and me thinking about stuff. So I'll show you this. The other side of that stitching. And then I was thinking stitching paper, weaving between the stitches. Kind of weaving, technically weaving, possibly. But look how interesting. and I need to use that. So I'm using that on the oil painting, but I really like it with the paper. It's so interesting with the paper. And then I thought cardboard. I don't really want to, but I want to. And then over here I'm drawing the pattern with the Prismacolor full circle. Also, if you want to make pumpkin cookies, there's this recipe on Pinterest I found a while ago, and it's really good. It tastes like pumpkin bread, but in cookie form, which I don't know why that's so great, but it is. It's like a little muffin, but I never have like a bread pan or a muffin pan, so pretty nice. And then I just, was kind of drawing in there. That's it. We got some stuff to do. I think I'm gonna work with paper. So let's do it. The thing is, this is the paper I have. It's this or lined paper. I thought I'd brought some, but I just brought like that fake canvas paper stuff that I kind of hate. So I want it to be real. I want it to be like fabric-y. I like plastic, but again, trash type plastic. But not this one today, okay? I also only have one piece of tape left. It's this one. And also, this is overpriced, but it's really good. And it's nostalgic kind of for me for some reason. Nostalgic in the way of like college, not like childhood. See that? This is my hack. I don't know if it's a good one, but it's where I'm at. Renting. I have a shower curtain. I don't know if you can tell, but this is a shower curtain. And hopefully it's paint proof, waterproof, paint proof, charcoal proof. So I need to look at my sketchbook. Think about what I'm thinking about. This just holds my ideas and the stuff I otherwise can't keep in my brain. And it just helps to put it on paper so much. So we've got some randomized. What do I do first? I kind of like the idea of sewing first, then adding a type of charcoal. Yes, a charcoal. And then adding Prismacolor. No, I need to do pen before charcoal. Pen, string, pen, charcoal, Prismacolor, charcoal. Gotta go get my pen. This is my backpack. This is my backpack. Isn't it cute? I like it. I love nature. I don't know. Sometimes it's just embarrassing to be a human and exist. I'm not even talking about the really embarrassing stuff. Just like speaking. Because I feel like other people can and I can't. But maybe everybody feels like that. Or maybe I do feel like that more than other people. But we're not all made to be, This is my pen. I'd lost it and now I found it. I want to find my other one where it's like, I think gel. Is this ballpoint? Girl, I don't know. I don't know you. I never really fully paid attention and understood that. Because why? Why would I? I don't have so much room in here. If you can't tell, one of my things I like to do is pretend that I'm yelling at you, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I have this big orange shirt and that I bought at the thrift store, and I don't know why, but I love it and I want to wear it. I'm not gonna wear it right now though. We can probably all guess why I'm wearing this cute shirt. Where did I draw? Thinking right now we're just getting some textures down. Not even textures, but lines. really like to listen to music when I do art. I'm not right now, so that's your fault. Sorry. Why I'm sorry. It's my fault. Gosh, I'm gonna change this height. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. But I want you to be able to see. Another thing is, like, I always like drawing on canvases, but something about pens is that you can only draw this way for so long because I want to be like this. And so you're gonna run out of ink, you're gonna have to take a break, which I hate, but it's sometimes good. Which is often good, but maybe not as often as your pen ones. It can create some interesting, as it's drying out. But I like to listen to music while I make art because art by other people is really inspirational to me. Obviously, like visual art is, especially kinds that are things I'm interested in or like super different. And I think you learn a ton from that. However, also different things of the arts, like big art, are inspirational to me because I'm not comparing myself to somebody who writes music, but I'm appreciating what they're doing and like what they're putting into it, and just in some way it kind of applies to what I'm doing. And I think there's a lot of crossover between different arts, or they kind of like combine. Like I'm interested in how people make dances to music that somebody else wrote, that somebody else is singing, and the different types of skills in all of these different disciplines, and it's just so cool and I love it. Like I love seeing people dance and like clothes. I think clothes are a cool art form, whether you're putting together an outfit or creating a piece of clothing or an outfit or whatever, or pattern. Yeah. And you know, the worse I am at it, the better to be inspired by it for some reason, because it's removed from what I'm doing, but it's also really cool. And sometimes I'm just like, I can't believe people can get this good at something. Yeah. So I like to listen to like actually good music while I'm doing art. And by that I mean like hip hop and stuff. You don't have to listen to classical music, listen to whatever you want. Listen to what inspires you. Listen to all of it. Lately I've been trying to listen to more music in Spanish because I'm trying to learn Spanish. It's not going well. The music is. The Spanish of me speaking Spanish is not. But it will, I believe. I could get just some like indentations from this that the charcoal will go over, and it'll create kind of a, what's it called? Negative relief. I taught this all the time when I taught children stuff, because you love to do things with pastels and watercolor or whatever. It's so fun. I'm thinking ovals, repeating ovals this way, as you can tell. I wonder if there's indentations on my wall now. Okay. I think we're gonna sew. I don't know how much storage I got on here. I deleted a bunch of stuff today because it kept being like, no, you can't open music. You don't have storage for that. You're poor. Why does my head look like Megamind? It's because I'm getting smarter. I gotta find a needle. Let's hope I've left some in here. It looks like there's some in here that are small enough, but I don't think I did. No, there's one. It's just kind of up here. I don't know if it's really small enough, but it's smaller than this one, and I don't care right now. You know, if I care later, I go back and I do it again. It takes longer, but it works for me. I feel like maybe it's not a good thing I can see myself while I'm filming these, because I have to think about it, about how beautiful I am. It's not what I was thinking. Maybe I'm just documenting my slow descent into losing it. I forget I have downstairs neighbors. They're probably not even home. If somebody who lives below me works nights, I'm evil. So I try to be quiet, man, but I'm just not. Gravity is often not on my side. Gravity. If you're wondering why I have something on my face, it's one of those overpriced pimple patches that look like a star because I have acne. It's actually doing way better than I had been recently. It's still not great, but I'm kind of past the point in my life where I can worry about that. I have other things to worry about. And I always wanted to buy these. And then I did. Now I'm like, it's probably the last time. I love it. I don't know, something about string and paper. I remember my cousin, randomly right now I'm remembering this, that my cousin had, do I want to loop through here? I kind of want to leave it. That my cousin had made me a card when we were kids, like a little card thing, and she had woven, like punched holes and put yarn in it. I thought that was so cool. And I feel like I tried to do that in my own little projects as a kid after that. And now I'm connecting, I wonder if that's one of the reasons why I'm like, this is so cool. And like bookmaking and stuff, it's kind of reminiscent of some of that. Have I done that? Not really. Most art, have I really done it? But that's where I like to live, is a space where I don't know enough to really do one thing, but you put all those things together and it's something freaking cool. In my opinion. That's my opinion. I've always hated how thread gets so tangled. Okay, we're over it. There are pieces of tape over here. Not me like ripping the paper in a small moment of slight irritation. See, this is why I should have been in karate. I'm just kidding. It's so nice. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with this. Maybe this will be a project and maybe this will be a practice run, you know? It's not our problem right now. Oh gosh. Man. One of my biggest pieces of advice to making interesting art is if you happen to have an idea and you think, oh, that doesn't make any sense, that's not gonna work. It's a bad idea. As in like, especially specifically for, how do I want to stop here? I kind of do. Let's go around and kind of make a pattern to maybe use later, to weave through later. But specifically when you're experimenting with mediums and stuff and you think, well, that's Like if I make a sculpture out of that, it's not even gonna hold together. Or if I add that with this medium, like I don't think it's even gonna look good. But there's probably a reason you have that idea. And maybe it's not like, oh, I'm gonna end up using this for this specific purpose that I thought of. But it may lead you somewhere really interesting. Or it might work. You might change it a little bit and yeah. So I say go for it. Because a bunch of art is just exploring and learning. It's not all about the product. I don't think you can even get to a super exciting product, at least in like what I'm trying to do, without playing and messing around and messing up. I always tell people, like when I taught students, I tell them like, I made so much ugly, bad art that I did not like before I made good stuff. Like you gotta mess stuff up. You just got to. Okay, I kind of see where this is going. See how this kind of takes forever though? It all does. It looks like a little smiley face. I don't know if you can see. Today I didn't have work. I am once again employed. It took a while this time, but I lost my car. She's probably in a scrapyard in Montana somewhere. I loved that car. Got me a lot of places. Very thankful. And I moved from one state to another to another. So it's kind of hard to do that, to move. It's also hard to not have a car and have a job. Except for where I live now, it's not too bad. It's actually fantastic not having to have a car. I love it. Are we sticking up here and doing that? Or are we going like this? I think we're sticking up there for a little bit at least. And so I have this job. It's pretty good. It's a little too early to know too much. I'm kind of waiting to see how a couple things go. But today I had a day off, and so I went to a different coffee shop and said, hey, you guys hiring? And answer was kind of complicated, but I sent them an email. I think it's the 4th message I've sent them. I don't think he knew that when I asked today in the store, but it's a cool coffee shop. And it's just, there's a lot of reasons that I really want to work there. So I'm like, please let me work there. But lots of things don't work out. Lots of things don't work out. I'm kind of getting used to that. Oh gosh. Speaking of, let's just keep going and see if it works. This may end up kind of crumbly, and that might be kind of interesting. Oh, but I wanted it to go. Okay. Is that too soon? I'm going with it. Let's go. But there's lots of reasons I want to work at this other place. I could see myself doing part-time both places if that's what works out. I could also see myself doing like closer to part-time, like more part-time at one place and closer to full-time at another place. I could also see myself just working at one or the other. We'll see. I'm thinking about life. I don't even know what's going on. I kind of want to be an art therapist. But art therapy school, first of all, expensive. All school right now feels really expensive to me. And I feel like it might get worse, but we're not talking about that today. Not anymore. Done. And Also, the programs, I don't want to have to move. I keep moving and I love it, and now I'm here, and it's the first place where I've been like, I love it here. I'm gonna stay. Like, I can see myself being an old lady on the same block or somewhere around here. I don't know, I think I want to. I've never, like, let me tell you, I've never felt like that. My hometown, I just always was like, no. And like the bigger town close to the little town I lived in, still no. Even the bigger cities. The tape? Okay, the bigger cities around where I grew up, not super interested in necessarily. And then every place I've lived since then, varying degrees of probably not. Like, it's okay for right now. I like parts of it. And this is the first place where I've been like, I could kind of see myself actually living here. And I'm getting to the point where I do want friendships and community. And I've always thought that that's important, but I've had a hard time actually valuing it in practice. Which I need to get together. I need to get it together and do that sooner than later. And I think part of that may be living in the same place. I think a lot of places I didn't want to feel stuck or trapped. And here I feel like there's art around me. There's so many opportunities around me. And I've not felt like that other places. And it has a lot of things that I love here. It's definitely not perfect, but like, I'm not asking for perfect for where I live. So that's a very big, exciting thing for me. Some of my family members are horrified because this is a big, scary city. And they'll be fine. And I'll be fine. And it's like, it's validating that I'm liking it so much here. I'm like, okay. So I kind of knew what I was doing when I, for years and years, thought I want to live in a city. I love nature, but the city, there's so many positives about it. There's something weird about not being from the city and moving here and feeling dumb when you grew up. I grew up in a little town. I'd tell you the name, but I don't know you like that. But even the name is kind of funny. Like, it's like, oh, you grew up in the middle of nowhere with the soybeans and the gas station and the bar and the post office, and that's it. Yeah. And I want to like embrace that, but I also kind of feel like I'm intruding on people's place. But I feel like in the city there's room for me. I think some people would disagree, but maybe not where I live. Maybe they do. I definitely stand out. I can't control all of that. Okay, I'm nearing the end of this. Do I want to keep going all the way over here or stop? I feel like it's gonna need a little more something over here. I want to go 2/3. But at some point we're gonna have to get more string. I just know this is gonna be a pain to edit and upload and everything, because it's gonna be kind of long, which is just part of making videos without any like equipment or paying for anything. And that's life for now. So again, oh gosh, I don't remember what I was talking about. Like, I kind of remember what I was just talking about, but I think I've left a few trains of thought out and about. Well, Okay. And if you're at this point in your art project and your art process and you're thinking, what am I doing? What is this? This is not a piece of art. I need you to just take a second. It's not that serious. At a certain point, you have to just keep going. And it's gonna be fine whether or not it becomes something you like, because we're learning. It's the process. You gotta get to be okay with the process, the in progress, the ugly phase, if you ever want to make something. I think part of why art is so, as I'm saying that, I don't like what that string has done, what I've done to this piece of string, but we'll circle back to that. Guess what a big theme is going to be for my entire life, and therefore any of it that you may experience with me in this format. Guess what? It's gonna be me saying, I don't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Lose my train of thought. Anyways, completely just moving on from something as if I'm not in the middle of a thought. So expect that. Get excited. Get another piece of thread of string. And we're gonna continue. Maybe let's alternate. No. I think I may keep going with this. I think a thinner thread, like thread as opposed to string. I don't really remember which word I should be using. Could be really interesting on paper. Throughout some of my recent paintings, as in the last like few years, recent. Oh my gosh. I've got an ox, folks. It is what it is. But a theme has been drawing with thread, like line work with thread, because I don't really know how to sew, like sewing, I've not had a sewing machine. And when you're sewing by hand, it's like you have a lot of little decisions. You have a little more time to make decision about where the thread goes. You can kind of do more. Of course, it takes time, so much time. And I am interested in what I could do with a sewing machine. I think it could be really cool, and we will get there one day. I'm confident. I don't know if it will be sooner or later, but it will be. But I think this is a part of that same train of thought still. But I think it'd be interesting to do some work on paper, probably just paper, with a thinner string, like the, you know, what you would use to sew clothes, kind of like, not embroidery. I don't know. But the thinner lines, I believe, would be interesting, kind of more like a pen line on paper, and for that to be the majority of the space taken up on the paper. I may do mixed media. I usually end up doing a mixed media of some sort, but I think it could be interesting. And I'll probably start with the string and go from there. I'll probably end up doing kind of what I'm planning to do here with some other type of medium, like a drawing medium over the string, where it's just really cool when it leaves space around where the string is, and like, it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, today I went to that coffee shop. I got a cold brew. It was a good cold brew. I drank probably a half to 2/3 of it. And then I started feeling it, and I was like, I go between different, because of reasons. I sometimes drink a lot of caffeine, and sometimes I try to keep it to like 1 caffeine a day. But I decided, this cold brew is gonna be, I need to finish this later. That took me a long time to say. Anyways, that cold brew is pretty good. It's still in the fridge. And just black. I love just when you get a black cold brew when it's good. Like, what did they do to this water? And it's better than brewed coffee to me. I don't know. I had a big cold brew phase and I kind of forgot about it since then because I like it with the caramel sauce and nothing else. But I haven't had the caramel sauce in my life recently, which is probably better for like me. I'm sure there's like a cap on how much caramel sauce I can drink in a cold brew before I need to, you know, I need to take a break. So I asked if they're hiring, yada yada. Then I'm trying to learn Spanish, and so I was looking up Spanish like shows, type of things to watch, and I ended up finding there's one series that's like made for Spanish learners, and you can just get it on like a website thing. Like I think it's like public domain or something, whatever. I don't know. I haven't looked that much into it. And then also there's a series or two that they have all their stuff on YouTube. So, and I think it's free. So I'm gonna do that before I try to log into other people's streaming services. Cause you know, I'm not about to spend money on a streaming service every month. I hate everything about it. But, and it's good for me to not have a thing where I can get that distracted. Because I will get hyper fixated on some stupid show I don't even want to watch. But for some reason, my brain like latches onto it, and then this is all I care about. And I don't get to do the stuff that I actually want to do. I can't watch TV like a chill person. Most of the time. But I do want to learn Spanish. Input is a big part of language learning. So I've heard. I've been trying for years, and I'm going to add in that thing. I also found like a textbook PDF that I'm going to try to use. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to just try to be more consistent with the other strategies I had going. Yeah. So I did some plans for my Spanish learning plan. I also read some of my Artist Way book. I'm on week 3. It's been months. It's fine. It's like interesting. I think I learned some stuff with it, or at least it's like a good thing to think about. But I wouldn't say I'm like doing the Artist Way. And there is some stuff about it where I'm like, eh. Like today, the author was talking about today in my life, in the part of the book that I'm in. She was talking about kind of chance and how if you just like expect good things, it's gonna happen and everything will like work out. Which, you know, I try to have a positive outlook and realistic expectations. But I do think a big part of what some of the things she was talking about seemed more like privilege than chance. Where it's like, oh, I was talking about this thing, and this dude I know is like directing a movie. Like nobody in my life is doing that type of stuff. I'm not gonna rule out that type of thing can happen, but I'm not waiting for it either. Which I don't think was her message, but just, you know, some of the wording in that where I'm like, I could see some people reading this and being like, yeah, okay, you know. I read some of that. Took some notes. How are we feeling? I think we're feeling done. Or maybe bringing it down here. And then I proceeded to sit in that same coffee shop, edit my resume. And I have an iPad, I don't have a laptop right now. As in for a while. And I have a little keyboard that goes with the laptop so that I can, with the iPad, so I can use it more like a laptop for when I need to, you know, write things, type things. And I spilled tea on it like a year ago with hot London fog everywhere. That's a whole story. And now I'm stabbing myself. Be careful. And so I go to use it, and like before, a few of the keys did not work, like the 5 and the 6 and some stuff, but it wasn't, you know, like all the letters. No, today it's like a bunch of the letters. I don't know what happened. I probably did something else. I probably like stepped on it. This is my life. Everything is, I step on everything. I drop a Tupperware on my laptop and break it. And then, you know, you survive. You survive, you get funny stories, and you make a intentional effort to not hate yourself for clumsiness when you can't control it and you're doing your best. So I type like on my iPad screen and format my resume, which is super fun to do it on iPad if you've never tried. And I guess. And then wrote my email. I wrote a whole long email this time. Because when I was talking to the dude, he told me a little bit more about, like, I don't know, the situation, I guess. So I thought, I have some context. I can write a little bit more about what I'm trying to do. So I wrote it out, and then I left, hopped on the bus, because it was coming in like 2 minutes. Perfect timing. Hopped on the bus, down the street a little bit to my house. And then worked on some things. I just remembered I have a bunch of dishes in the sink soaking right now. I want to get those done pretty close to when my roommates get home so they can, you know, make their dinner or whatever they're wanting to do. I have zero idea what time it is right now. It's probably not that late, but I'm like worried that my roommates are gonna get home. But I worked on some YouTube videos, trying to get my storage cleared up a little bit. I got distracted on TikTok, saw videos of people dancing, and I'm always like, I need to learn. And people with cool clothes and like artists and stuff. Oh. So that's kind of been my day. Super nice, chill day. I'm thinking about making a mango smoothie. Mango yogurt, protein powder, soy milk. It's so good. And I've really been on a mango kick recently. Or I mean, a smoothie kick. I like blueberry smoothies. I feel like it's a pretty cost-effective way to get nutrients because you can use frozen fruit and it doesn't taste bad. It's actually super yummy. Not me explaining smoothies to you. My thing is, like, I'll forget about certain things like that. So let me just bring back to your attention the existence of smoothies, because maybe you have some frozen blueberries in the fridge you've been neglecting, and today could be the day. Okay, well, I think this is looking pretty interesting. I'm probably gonna stop this because this thing says 40 minutes right now. And I already filmed before this. I think I paused it a couple times to get something from the other room. But I will continue this. I may or may not film it, and I might film part of it, but I'll try to show you in another video the finished product or wherever it goes. Maybe it's not much farther than here, but right now I'm thinking, yeah, I'm probably gonna go do the dishes, make a mango smoothie. I have stuff strewn all over the shared spaces in my apartment, so I'm gonna take care of that. Oh my gosh, trying to tie a piece of string. Challenge. Come back and work some more on this. And then at some point, I may go to the gym today. I can't remember if it's supposed to be leg day. I feel like it is. And I may not do that so that I can take more time to go on a big walk, call my grandma and maybe my other grandma and maybe some other people. Just kind of like live the rest of my day. But I hope you're doing well. I'll probably see you on my next day off. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna get better at doing this more consistently again. I may have a job, but I also have goals, okay? Goals in life.